Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, largest and proudest of the two remaining Dwarven cities. Once the seat of an underground empire, Orzammar now stands alone, cut off from the world by the Darkspawn, still clinging to the memory of its former glory. Below the vast statues and gilded halls where the noble families play at politics, the lower castes live in their shadows, scurrying to serve like their ancestors before them. Below that is you. You are casteless, the dirty secret staining Orzammar's perfect society, forced, along with your sister, to sell your services to the crime lord Barat. To the rest of Orzammar, you are proof that the casteless deserve their fate. But you know you do what you have to, the same as everyone, just to survive.
I can't keep gambling on you forever, Precious. You've got a sweet look, something to light a man on fire. But you gotta make it count.
Please, Barat. I don't want to do this in front of my sister.
Why not? She knows the slope of the land, don't you, girl? You told me a lot of things, not one of which meant more than a fart in the middens. Before me, your sister was just another duster. Now check her out. Braids down to here, gold cap teeth. She can recite elf poetry and play the string harp. Every man's dream. All she's gotta do is find a lord, squeeze out some kid who looks like him, and we're all living the easy life in the Diamond Quarter.
Please, don't get involved. You know that never goes well.
I'll treat her however I like, as long as you both eat off my plate. You keep your head down and say aye to any job I decide is low enough for scum like you. In return, I put out coins so you can doll yourself up and get a belly full of some nobleman's brat. Then you both go free, and I get to join the family and be called my lord for the rest of the little prince's life. That's what everyone likes, a casteless with a big mouth. But I didn't come for the joy of your company. I've been looking at my investments, and this one hasn't borne much gold. I'm giving you another week, Precious. If you haven't found a patron, you're back to sweeping streets.
But I have. I've met someone. That is, I didn't want to promise, but he seemed interested.
Everyone needs me. Because everyone has things they want, and my Carter, we're the ones who provide. Until you can do that, you're nothing but some whore's little sister. So shut up and do as you're told. Your buddy Lesky's waiting outside. He knows what I'll need from you today. Don't even think about bungling this job. Your whole family's on loose sand with me right now. And I know you don't have anywhere else to turn.
I'm sorry you had to see that. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate, and we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. You know the other options. cleaning middens, begging, going to the surface. No. Unless you find a way to save us all from Darkspawn and become a paragon. We're pretty much on Barat's leash for life. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate, and we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. Yes, that is, I hope. He certainly seems charming. He treats me like a real lady, not just someone to tumble and forget. I don't want to say, in case I'm wrong. It just seems too mad to think of one of the most important men in Orzammar with someone like me. Anyway, time is rusting and I need to get dressed. These fashions will be the death of me. 100 buttons on each sleeve. And Lesky's probably already outside waiting for you. It's sheer folly. One more way the nobles protect their status. They say casteless soldiers are more danger to each other than to Darkspawn. That it's an insult to the smith to let us touch a fine-made weapon. Truly, they just don't wish to insult the warrior caste by showing that given the same opportunities, we could lead an army just as well. Every year, more of the beasts come up from the deep roads. I've heard they've even been harrying the surface. Aye. They would even turn to humans for aid before us, it seems. There's been talk of an alliance against the Darkspawn. Even that the Grey Wardens have stepped up. But we don't have time for this now. Lesky must be waiting, and Barat won't like it if I'm late for my appointment. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tonight. What is it? I'm kind of in a hurry. Well, there are enough of us now that they have a name for us. They call us noble hunters. It's not like we're stalking them for food. If they didn't want what we're offering, believe me, there'd be nobody doing it. After they tell everyone the ancestors cursed us because we're casteless, no noble wants that said of his son's mother. If I give birth to a noble son, I'd become his concubine, an official member of his house as long as the child lives. My family comes with me to ensure I keep no ties to Dusttown. If you want to talk about something less icky, you'll have to think of it yourself. The soldiers who guard the deep roads bring mixed tales. Attacks on Orzammar have died down, but the breeding sites are bigger than ever. The Shapers say it follows a historical pattern. When the Darkspawn pull back, it's usually to mount an assault on the surface. Like a dwarf who was chewed and swallowed by some great beast and spat into a pool of acid. I saw the corpse of one Prince Trian slew, and I couldn't sleep for days. The nobles say they once covered the entire empire, but it's been a long time since they were anything but a buffer zone against the Darkspawn. Whatever you like, as long as we finish in the time it takes me to fasten this sleeve. Well, you've seen more of his bad side than I have. Barat likes to call himself a provider. He says he has the contacts to get almost everything into or out of Orzammar. It's a big risk, gambling that a girl will get pregnant with a son. But it's the only way into the nobility. The only thing in Orzammar Barat wants is the one thing he can't buy. He's been careful. He arms his men with cast-offs. Nothing that would insult the warrior caste. And he feeds the guardsmen's vices. Gambling, women, fresh figs from the surface. Whatever they want. Then will you let me finish getting dressed? Or are you determined to talk right through my appointment? Off with you then. Lesky's probably waiting outside.
Who's that? Why are you bothering me? Rika? Don't you talk to me like I'm an idiot. You think I don't know my own kid? What are you doing here anyway? Rika said you were finally making something useful of yourself. She's got the body. Might as well use it before a couple of kids twist it out of shape. Take her. You think I need you here? You think I need anyone?
About sodding time. I was starting to think I'd have to bust in and get an eyeful of that spicy sister of yours. Growl. You're just jealous because you want the majesty of Lesky for yourself, you shameless hussy. What do you say? I kinda hoped you'd forgotten that. But as much as I'd love to keep chatting, we better get down to business. No such luck. Boss says we're out for a search and discipline. One of his smugglers is holding out on him. Name's Oskias, some surfacer. Barat got word that he's been selling shipments topside that never make it to Barat's ears down here. He wants us to find the rotter and see what goods he's holding back. You know, gold, lyrium, spices. Anything that Barat might cut someone's head off to get. Well, if he is skimming, we kill him, of course. I mean, Barat doesn't let anyone swindle him and live. Bringing his head on a plate is completely optional, though. All he told me is find him. Duster's got some family from the merchant caste. He's probably staying near their quarters. Whatever lets you sleep at night, my friend.
2 bits for the needy.
Oh, well, what are you staring at? It's 1 sodding copper bit. You want me to sing your praises? Not going to happen, Duster. I've got my dignity. You think Barat's going to want you when you're old? Soon's your muscles go, it's the clean crew or the streets for you. Unless you find some man to fill you with babies and give you the care for them, you'll be gone soon enough. Only place for you to end up is here, watching some casteless upstarts refusing to share their coin. Ooh, you drive a hard bargain, soldier. You looking for someone to shine your shoes, clean your pots, keep you warm at night? Is that what you're looking for? That's worth 10 bits, no? You think I got nothing for you, but you'll see. This'll be you someday. Soon as you start to wrinkle up and Barat's got no use for you. Don't think you got anywhere to go but here.
Lesky, you old scamp. What are you doing here? Trying to charm me out of another set of ribbons for your girl?
Trying to talk you into being my girl, Olinda. You know my heart's breaking for you.
Don't you go saying that around my husband. Who's your friend?
When I'm with a lady, the last thing I'm thinking about is you.
Well, look around, sweetheart. I'll slide you on the markup, being that you're friends. But I can't give anything away for free. Just don't touch anything if you can't meet the price.
Good day there, sweetness. You looking to make a quick bit? You could be just what I'm after. You haven't even heard my offer, girl. You look like you've still got all your teeth, nice and healthy. I craft replacements for nobles who have lost theirs. I can pay you real handsome for some of those. 1 silver for 2. What do you say? You won't get a better price. I'm in demand, top tooth and wig shop off the Diamond Quarter, 4 years running. There are some who just take what they want off someone like you. I'm offering an honest deal. What do you say? No work's legitimate if they let you do it, sweetness. The Assembly declared back in Darbier's reign that it insults the ancestors for casteless to perform any work the recognized lineages can do. Now, do you want it or not? 1.5 silvers, and that's my best offer.
Barat wouldn't like you throwing that around. This guy's an artisan that's practically a smith. We don't need that high a profile.
That sounded like a threat, Brand. You know the sentence for harassing a resident engaged in legitimate trade is public flogging and 100 silver fine.
Gracious apologies, Master. We were just leaving. Right now, forgive my friend, you know the vent fumes. They mess with the mind. We're very sorry to bother you. Now let's get back before you land us both in a cell.
Do you mind? I have nothing you can afford, and as long as you're here, no one else will come. Same as you. It's illegal for me to walk here without one. I'm from the surface, so by the law of assembly, I'm castless. But I think of the brand as just a part of the license to vend my wares. I use a washable ink, and when I return home, it's gone first thing. I cannot imagine wanting to wear the beastly thing every day. You certainly don't choose to live any other way. If you were on the surface, you could open a shop, claim land, and start a farm, and get legally married by the human chantry. Orzammar is the only place in the world that will treat you like this. Yet you all stay. I'll never understand it. There is no caste on the surface. Every dwarf there is a foreigner, so we all help each other. It always seems sad to me that our homeland is the one place in this world where you're likely to be killed by a fellow dwarf. Now, unless you're gonna buy something, I need to unload and get home before the rain sets in. That's water from the sky, by the way. I hope you make better luck for yourself in the future.
Watch yourself. The Shaper doesn't need your footprints all over his clean clothes. I happen to be doing the personal washing of the third assistant to the Shaper of Memories. He's from House Harrowmont, you know. It took my mother 5 years of sewing dresses for the head maid to get me noticed. Mother tells me they never considered a single other candidate when the position opened for underwasher. I am not casteless. I am an honorable member of the servant caste. I serve my betters as is my place, decided by the ancestors who granted my mother my birth. I am not a criminal. They control Orzammar's memories. They oversee births, marriages, death records, histories, everything we do or are. Except you, I guess. Casteless and criminals aren't allowed in a Shaper's presence. Whatever horrid deviants you're descended from were written out of the histories and deemed unworthy to join the ancestors. Obviously they bred anyway, but their children can't possibly deserve the same protections as those who were legitimately born. As if I'd stop for you.
No castless. Who the dust are you? Oh, my mistake. I didn't realize you were one of his. I'm not looking for any trouble. Is that what this is all about? He's here, all right. Right over there. Been nursing that same mug half the day. Paid up front, though. Good silver. What's he done? Sorry, just trying to make conversation. You, do what you have to. Just, try and keep it neat. I'm still paying for this space.
Hey, I was saving that seat.
That's real thoughtful, Oscius. It's tiring work looking for you.
How do you know my name? Oh no, you're not from Barat, are you? Because that would be too much. I don't think I could handle. I just want to make sure nobody, does anything too hasty. Look, I always been loyal to Barat. He's been good to my family. I know how much I owe him.
Keep him still. I'm gonna search his bags.
Wait, I do have some lyrium. It's just ore. I made a side deal with one of the mining families. If it worked out, I was gonna bring Barat his cut, I swear. I'd be crazy not to.
Suicidal, one might say.
Not long. I mean, I'm not cheating him. I mean, this is my first time. Oh, please don't kill me. Surfacers pay good coin for lyrium. Mages up there, they use it for their spells. Smiths use it in enchanted weapons. I just took the money and ran. I mean, back to Barat to share the profits. Just a little, maybe 25 sovereigns worth.
25 sovereigns?
Most of that's with my buyers on the surface. I just picked up a few nuggets down here. If I were to maybe give you a piece, that's a lot of coin. Could you forget to mention this to Barat? I don't got any coin myself. I make that topside, but you can take the ore, sell it, maybe get enough to get out of this nest. What do you say? All I have is the 2 nuggets, but they're yours if you let me out of here.
Are you breathing smoke? Barat will kill you if he catches you with his lyrium. Well, that's a whole other story. We need to sell it before we go back to Barat, and to someone who won't run to him. Tell you what, cut me in 50 and we'll take it to Olinda. Remember her? She likes me and refuses to work with the old man. Fine. What, am I gonna fight you for it?
Then what happens to me? Yes. I'll go back up to the surface right now. I'll move to Orlais, to Antiva. Thank you. You're as kind as you are beautiful. May the ancestors bless your steps.
Was that smart? If Barat finds out Oscius ran, he'll kill you. He'll kill me. He'll make you kill me, then yourself. Then he'll probably stew us and serve us to the poor. That's what I like about you. Pure blind optimism. We should sell this quick and report back before Barat starts wondering what's taking so long. Unless you think we should give it all to Barat. Then let's head back to Olinda.
What are you two doing back here? Well, that's not what I was expecting to hear cross those lips. Where exactly would someone like you pick up lyrium? I think that's probably something I should never know.
Didn't I tell you she's a gem?
How much do you have? I can give you 30 silvers per nugget.
Only 30?
It's less than it's worth, I won't lie to you. But the market for it's topside, and that won't be easy for me to reach. And I'll have to find a buyer who won't ask where it came from. For that, I can't afford more than 30. Because we have it, and the folks topside need it. It's what their mages use to power their spells, and it's the only metal that'll let magic stick to a shield or sword. Now, do you want the deal or not? All right then, let me take that off your hands. And you probably shouldn't come around here for a while, just in case.
The king is old. His rule won't hold much longer.
Prince Balin seems far more sympathetic to our interests than Trian.
Balin has some tastes of his own that he knows I can provide. We'll finish this later. It's about time you two showed up. What happened with Ascaius? What kind of rot are you trying to feed me?
He told us he'd be putting together a side deal for lyrium, but he'd already sold it.
Very interesting. Seeing how my cousin was at the tapsters this afternoon. And he says he saw something change hands between you and Ascaius, and then the duster sodding stood up and walked out on his own 2 feet. Does that sound like what I asked? Jarvia, what does that sound like to you?
Sounds like some jumped-up face brands thought they could take a bribe and let him walk free. That's just not right.
The lady says it's not right. You wouldn't disagree with a lady, would you?
Right. I mean, no one's gonna say spit to you, Barat. But we can't move that free. We needed to get Ascaius somewhere private. We took him to the lava sinks behind the mines. You won't be seeing him again.
I don't like you making me look weak, but it's smart to try to keep the swordcast from asking questions. That's why I like you two. Now I got something else for you. Make some use of your unique skills. Not if you know what's healthy for you. This one, I want you invisible. The warrior cast is hosting a proving today. All the best fighters, last man standing, you know the sort of thing. They're showing off for some gray warden who's looking for candidates to drag off to a life of eternal glory. Now, it's not often we get every named fighter in Orzammar lined up like that. And I have certain acquaintances who take an interest in this sort of thing. There's a lot of coin to be made when people get the fever up. Favored fighter's an officer named Minar, veteran of 4 Darkspawn campaigns. Evaird's a long shot, just got back from a deep roads offensive. Some young buck who has all the ladies drooling. I've got a lot of money riding on him. Mine and other people's. I expect to see that 8-to-1 pay off. Understand? The fight only gets announced to contestants themselves to prevent illegal gambling. So first, you'll have to find Evaird, see who he's fighting and when. When the name Minar comes up, I want you to slip this drug into the bastard's water. It'll slow his reflexes, just enough to take the edge off, not enough to show. But it wears off quickly, so don't use it until just before his fight. He should have an alcove for his pre-fight preparations. All the fighters are provided basins of water. If you're asking how to sneak in there, you're pretty much saying you're no good to me. I'm not asking you to distill it, just drop it into a basin. That's all you need to know. He's the kind of warrior who wants to show off his oiled physique to a cheering crowd. You think he wants scum like us making money on him? Don't let him know what you're doing. Just find his chamber, see when he's fighting, then go to Minar and dump the drug. It'll be in the big arena north of the Commons. Normally casteless aren't allowed on the grounds, but I got you a pass. It says you're there to clean up the waste trenches, not to watch the fights, so don't look conspicuous. You bet you will. Here's your pass to get on the grounds. The proving starts as soon as the clock strikes. And when I say I have coin on this, I'm not talking about some pittance, like the value of your life. If I don't see Averd's name on the winner's sheet, you'd better make sure I never see you or your sister ever again.
Turn around, Brand. No castless on the grounds.
I think what my friend meant to say is we have passes to clean the trenches between bouts, see? She, spent a little too much time with the tanner's fumes, you know.
Looks legitimate. Go on through, then. But stay to the trenches. Grey Wardens don't need some eyesore getting between them and the fighters.
Sweetheart,
Sod it. He's stone drunk. He could draw a dead man for his bout and still lose. Barat's gonna kill us if we slip up on this. He's still mad about the time I accidentally told that barkeep Barat had demanded free ale delivered to my door. Hey, I just had an idea. That's much better than my idea. I was gonna say we should go up in the stands and start a rock slide, but you're brilliant. You'll be Averd. You'll go out in his armor, keep down the visor, and fight in his name. He wins, Barat wins, everybody wins. Except all the warrior caste braggarts you leave kissing dust. I sodding love the way you think, my friend. I was afraid Barat was going to kill us. You've got a heart of steel, Selraka. Get in the armor.
Bout 3 is next. Officer Minar versus the warrior Averd. Fighters, report to the ring.
No more time. Make sure you have everything and go tell the Proving Guard you're ready to fight. And don't forget to keep your helmet down.
May fortune favor your fight, Averd. Are you ready? As you say.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar, for our honored guests, the Grey Wardens. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Officer Minar, survivor of the battle at Kar Ellerin.
You honor me with this fight. May the stone show the boldest heart through the strongest arm.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! The winner is Averd! A truly memorable fight. The young cadet vanquishes the wily veteran. Healer, see to his injuries. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight last year's Journeyman Division champion, Adalbo, proven in glory before the stone.
You honor me with this fight. May we both win glory in the eyes of our lords.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! The winner is Averd! The ancestors have withdrawn their blessings and embrace a new champion on their field. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Lenka, Silent sister in training. She has made her vows, but not completed her blooding. Will she be accepted into the legendary order? That will depend on her performance today. First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! The winner is Everd! Linka went to the stone without a sound, as befits her vows. But it wasn't hard to see the blood that was spilled. Everd will advance to the final bout to determine the true champion of the ring against...
What? It's my bout already? Hey! That's my armor!
Who are you? How dare you disrupt this sacred...
Wait, I know that man. That's Everd. Then what imposter did I fight?
Remove your helmet, warrior, and let all who watched you see your face. Your skills are impressive, but you are one man. Show yourself, lest I call the guards and have them do it for you. Castless! You insult the very nature of this proving! Guards, take this filth away!
Hold your man, I pray you. This warrior has defeated the best you have to offer. Is that not what this proving is for?
We are honored by your presence, Warden, but this proving is not solely for you. There are laws which have governed this arena for 1,000 years. This woman is no warrior! She is casteless, rejected by the ancestors. Her very footsteps pollute the stone. She has no place here.
Except as your champion.
You awake yet? Psst. Can you hear me? How hard did they sodding hit you anyway? Did you have to put up such a fight? Oh, you did. And don't think they didn't show me their appreciation.
One of the guards recognized me and figured we must be working together. They burned 3 candles to the stump interrogating me about who put us up to this. I think they knew, you know, about Barat.
You think I didn't look for a way out? Rika's not the only one in danger here. They could kill us.
But these cells are built straight into the wall, and they confiscated all my lockpicks.
What's it look like on your side? You see any way out?
Good, you're awake. Barat will be glad to hear that. Don't worry. You'll get a chance to speak to him. You caused a lot of trouble today. Barat lost 100 sovereigns for Lord Volney. The entire proving was declared invalid, and the Assembly already called for an investigation. You can't imagine the state Barat was in when he told me to get you. All he needs to know is that you exposed him before the entire warrior caste. Now they're asking questions, and as long as you have tongues to answer them, you're a threat. Enjoy your last night together. Sorry we had to put you in separate cells, or I'd suggest you have a last tumble. Barat'll be by soon to make sure you maintain your silence.
Leave off with your noise. You're giving me a headache. What do you mean? Oh, you're probably just upset. I remember one time when Mistress Jarvia was mad at me. She didn't lock me up, but she yelled a lot. And she hit me on the head. But it was real nice of her not to kill me.
I'm cutting the whore free. If that freak of a sister of hers can't stay in her place, I don't need precious Rika either.
Rika? That the one you got all done up in lace? I've been wanting to get my hands on that.
Heh, I know what you mean.
She's yours if you want her, boys. And let me tell you, it tastes as good as it looks. What in sod all is that doing out of its cage? Come on, boys. The little whore needs to learn her place.
Did you see him there all when we're done with you? And you just charged in and sodding slaughtered him! You have to be the luckiest duster in Orzammar. Barat's dead, and we're standing here! Hail to the sodding king! Oh, he was begging, all right. That look of utter surprise on his face when he tasted his own blood. That was as close to begging as Barat gets. Whoa. Don't push it, Salraka. Barat kept his place by making sure it was always dusters like us who took the fall. Right now, half of Orzammar knows who you are. We've got to lay low for a while. Well, he sure was talking like she's still alive. But I won't turn down the chance to go take another peek. Hey, could you tell Rika I killed him? I mean, it doesn't do you any good if she thinks you're the most virile warrior in all the stone. You said it. Fortunately, if Barat's got them trained like he says, it should be a good long time before any guardsmen turn up here.
There they are! Seize the fugitives! Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist. He's dead? Barat had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Barat would have butchered us if she hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated her courage. We Grey Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one. That I have found what I sought in Orzammar. Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Grey Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This woman is wanted for treason. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people, but it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight. Then you will be subject to whatever sentence the Shapers choose to impose. I think you know what that sentence would be. I would spare you from it, and for an excellent cause. And I see your friend would like to speak to you as well. Why don't you see what they have to say before you give your final answer?
I couldn't believe it when Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you. I was ready to kill you when I heard what you did at the Proving. But it worked out for the best. When I heard you'd been arrested, I ran straight to the Proving Grounds. But you'd already disappeared. That's when Sir Duncan said he wanted to invite you into the Grey Wardens. I almost fell over. Those are the rules of the Order. All Wardens leave their families behind. You have to go. You'll never have a better opportunity. As a Warden, you'll be the equal of anyone in the noble houses. Please don't hold yourself back because of me. I think, for the first time, Mother and I will be fine. I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return. Yes. He calls me his Amber Rose. Isn't that sweet? He has a voice like a poet. He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me. I am. Truly. I could never make a life fighting Darkspawn. But if I can bear a son who makes his house proud, that's all I can ask. Go. Tell Duncan you're ready to be something more than a whore's little sister.
Those guys must have seriously cracked your skull. You're not gonna turn down being a Grey Warden, are you? I went up one time for Barat. It's real bright. She can hardly see anything, and everything smells funny, like food instead of stone. But a city's a city, and up there, no one cared about the brand on my face. Well, don't you worry about that. Old Lesky'll take care of her. She'll be the first one telling you to go. She never wanted this to be your life. Well, go back and tell him yes before he comes to his senses.
Have you spoken with your friend and sister? Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Grey Wardens. Know that you are most welcome. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since you have so few possessions of your own. It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Idukan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality.